overweight as well has negative effect in the quality of the sperms and the eggs. It increases the risk of miscarriages.
That is in women, overweight?
Yes, overweight in women and also in men. Now the current evidence is that actually overweight in the man also affects his sperms as well, his ability to function well as a man and to have sexual activity, and also the quality of his sperms and its ability to cause pregnancy. And even the pregnancy to sustain itself, because now the weight, as we understand more and more the effect of weight, we actually realize that it's a very huge disorder, which has multiple facets of effect on the body. And so we know now in terms of reproduction, as you uncover these things, it gets even more scary. But the good news is, when it is controlled, things get easier. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Doctor. Let's look at this illustration.
Yes.
Yes. What is it all about?
Yeah, so in this illustration, we are really showing the relationship between the different hormones, and on this side for the men, and this side is for the women. Again, the major hormones are those which are produced by the ovaries, the primary hormones for the women, and there are those which are produced by the testes for the man. And in both cases, these hormones which are produced by the ovaries and the testes are under the control of some other hormones produced by the part of the brain, which means it provides an oversight. The brain provides an oversight on reproductive function. So these arrows indicate the interplay between the different hormones. Yeah, so we shall use this to explain some of the things, some of the conditions.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
I think we have a message already coming in from one of our followers before we go so far. He's saying, "Good evening, Doctor. I am Esther from Nakawa. I always get periods which come more than days. More than normal days? Yes, normal day periods. What are they supposed to be?"
Okay. So a normal period has certain characteristics. One of the key characteristics is the regularity with which the period comes, but also another key characteristic is how long the period lasts. Normal periods last between 2 to 5 days maximum, an average of 3 days. Now, if period lasts for more than 5 days, then there could be something wrong. And in such a case, it is an issue either of the hormones, but often it's an issue with the womb. This is how the period turns out to be heavy, for example, in somebody who has uterine fibroids, or in somebody who has some condition called adenomyosis. So her hormones and her womb need to be evaluated to understand the primary cause of this problem. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Esther, I think you've got the answer from Doctor. This is Irene from Kasubi saying thank you for the show. I gave birth to the baby who is now 6 months, but I got my menstruation for only 1 month. Are hormones the cause of this? I'm really scared.
Yes, okay. This is a very nice question. Now, pregnancy is one of the conditions which changes the pattern of the hormones in the body. Then after giving birth, another state of hormones, which we didn't show here, comes in. One of the key hormones there, which is related to breastfeeding, is called prolactin. Now, when a woman is breastfeeding, she has very high levels of this hormone called prolactin. You can understand, pro means for, lactin is milk. It's a milk supporting and producing hormone. Now, in the first few months after giving birth, if the woman is breastfeeding very regularly, this hormone level is very high. And because it is high, it disrupts the normal coordination of the reproductive hormones. And at first, the person does not get the period. Then later they start getting periods, but sometimes they miss. Maybe their periods are light. Now, that is the reason why we use breastfeeding as a means of family planning. Yes, because the breastfeeding process makes the body to produce high levels of this hormone, such that it interferes with normal return of reproduction function. So the eggs will not be released, the womb and will not be ready to receive a pregnancy, so you are safe under the cover of breastfeeding.
Thank you so much, Irene. I think you've got your answer. Please feel free. Don't worry. Those are hormones that are being produced because you're breastfeeding. You're very safe, please. There is no cause of alarm there. Doctor, we
But
promise.
then also for Irene, the return of periods is a sign that she could get pregnant anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah, so this is about the time she should consider. If she's not willing, I would propose that she sees a doctor and discuss about family planning. Yes, this is about the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Irene from Kasubi. Yep. I think you're following us. We promised to get back to the questions of last week.
Yes.
Towards the end of the show, we have a few minutes to go. I think I would start. With. This is someone 4B. He's saying, "Hello, doctor. I'm 4B from Namataba. My question is, why is it that obesity is very associated with infertility?" I think you answered that almost.
Yes. I think we discussed that. It is through the hormones.
Yes. Thank you so much.
And also the womb, by the way, of people who are obese are unfavorable to pregnancy.
Okay.
Yes.
Doctor, may I ask you something small about that? What causes the womb to be very unfavorable for conception for someone who is very obese?
Yeah.
Are there some external bodies that grow or develop in there, or?
No. Often, it's you see the hormones, as we illustrated. The important hormones are produced in organs. For example, the ovary. Others are produced by the brain. Now, these hormones have to travel through the blood vessel and eventually be delivered in the right tissues.
Okay.
Like for the ones of the brain, they have to be delivered to the ovary.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, when they are in the ovary, when they are delivered in the ovary, that's when they take effect. But in somebody who is obese, the distribution of these hormones is affected. So you find that causes either the hormones to be too low in the areas where they're supposed to act, and so you find their functions are low as well. Okay. Yes, but also the obesity per se, it seems to produce some abnormal hormones. We commonly there's one called leptin. It's produced by fat.
Okay.
And when that is produced and the level goes beyond, it behaves like the other hormone, which causes sort of a state of family planning in women who are breastfeeding. Yes. Okay. So through hormones, really, that is what we know.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
We have one who said, "Thanks for the program. Can I conceive while I have fibroids?" This is Carol.
Yeah. So fibroids, first of all, these are abnormal growths within the muscle walls of the womb. Now, that is where a baby grows. A baby grows inside the cavity of the womb. Now, in most cases, most fibroids, except those which are really, really big and hanging inside, most of them will not stop you from conceiving, but they can cause miscarriage. And so the decision on whether you want to go ahead and have a baby before a fibroid is managed or not should be taken under the guidance of a doctor. The doctor should be able to use his technical knowledge to tell you that, from what I know, this type of fibroid may not affect you. But in may. So he should be able to guide you in that one. There are others which are obvious that it will not have effect. There are others which are obvious they may have effect, high chance. There are those which are in borderline. So you discuss with the doctor and see whether your fibroids have issues or not.
Thank you so much, Carol. I think you've got it. First, seek medical guidance from the doctor. This is Rita from Entebbe. She's saying, "Doctor, I've been giving birth only girls. I've reached a time and allowed my husband to go out at least and get a baby boy." This is something we discussed in the first segment with another woman. But still, this lady gave birth to a girl.
Yes, so it comes to the same science. And we said earlier that, the sex of a baby is determined by the type of sperm the man produces. There's the sperm which will lead to a boy. There's sperm which will lead to a girl. The one which we usually label X is the one for girls. The one labeled Y is for the boys. So it is determined by the man. As you can see, the man went out and still the same thing. Yes. So the issue here is, why do some men produce particular sex and not the others? This has been a very big question in science. We do know that there are certain things which do influence that a bit. Some researchers show that they are really strong, others show that no, it's not true. For example, the timing of mating has some influence. Because what we know is that the behavior of the sperms, which eventually lead to boys, they differ slightly from those which lead to girls. The ones which lead to boys, they move faster. So if you put them in a crowd, they will probably be in front.
A little faster.
Yes, but they don't last for long.